All of you, if you have friends to join, please ask them to join. We'll start at exactly 5:30. So can you able to see my screen? Can anyone confirm me? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So I hope you all open your Power BI project, which you have saved in week 1, and you have downloaded the Word document also, which I have shared in the WhatsApp group.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, all. Welcome to week 2 of this project, healthcare data-driven decisions using healthcare using Power BI. So I think you all open the Power BI projects and you have downloaded the code file from the WhatsApp group. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. So see here, these are the week 1 milestones that we have worked out last week. So in week one, our major concept is around importing the data, and we need to go for pre-processing the data. So importing data means anybody tell what is the meaning of importing?
Sir, importing data means basically data from the from our local device to Power BI desktop. It might be
Yes.
from Excel, CSV, or in Excel.
Yes. So in importing, we are adding the data, okay, to Power BI. So the data may be from your local laptop, local drive, or else it may be from any online sources or from a website or from cloud. So we are adding, basically we are adding data to Power BI. That is called as importing. After importing the data, we are not sure about the data quality. So when you are seeing the data for the first time, you are not sure about the data quality. For that reason, we are doing some operations on the data in Power Query Editor. So that concept I am calling as pre-processing the data, where you are removing nulls, missing values, we are removing the duplicates, we are checking the data types for each and every column. Sometimes we are merging the columns. Sometimes we are splitting single column into multiple columns. Sometimes we are creating new columns. Okay, sometimes we are deleting the existing columns. So like that, we are doing so many operations on the data to ensure the data is highly qualitative. So all these operations I'm calling as pre-processing. So like this already we have done. So we are basically having in our data set, we are having around 56 plus columns are there. And we have removed all the columns which are not necessary. So these are the columns which I kept. So totally how many columns are there in our data set? So these are 18 columns. So only 18 columns I am keeping and the remaining I am deleting. So this action I had done already. You might have seen that. And then in gender column, where M and F are there, M's are replaced by male and F are replaced by females. And in rural column, R and U are there. In R, so we are replaced R with the rural. So that means the patient is coming from rural background. So U stands for the urban. So that means the patient is coming from urban background. And regarding type of admission column, like we are having E and O. So E stands for the admission category is emergency. Okay, emergency category, the patient is admitted in the hospital. O stands for outpatient, where the patient is coming to the doctor and taking the prescription, and he is using the medication at his home or her home. Okay, so he's not staying in the hospital. So after that, we saved all these operations and we presented the data in Power BI desktop. And in this Power BI desktop, we went for some data modeling. So how data modeling is done? So basing on two tables, we are having two tables. I'll show you that. So if I open Power BI, so you can see admission details are there, patient details are there. If you expand this admission details, just click on this arrow. So you are having two columns. One column name is admission number, other is name of the patient. So this is regarding, okay, admission details. This is in one table. And we have another table. If I expand the columns, you can see admission number like that. 18 columns are there. So in this, like two columns from admission details and 18 columns from patient details, one common column is there. So can anyone tell me that? What is that common column?
Admission number.
Admission number. Yeah, admission number. So basing on this admission number, so I am joining these two tables. So these are all called as relational databases. Okay, so when I'm finding some relation through which I am joining the tables, so that is called as RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Okay, anyhow, there are many types of architectures are there, like Galaxy schema, Star schema. Okay, Snowflake schema. So many architectures are there. So I'm just going for a simple relation between admission details table and patient details table, basing on the common column admission. So if I want to see the a relation between these two tables, which view I need to click? So there are three views possible on the left hand side of this canvas. Okay, model, report view, and table view. So which view I need to select?
Model view.
Model view. So click on this model view. One second, it is loading. So now you can see here in the model view, we can see the two tables. So one is patient details other one is admission details. And these two are related by a line. So this line, if I hover my cursor onto this line, so there are two columns activated on both the sides. So one is on the left hand side, one is on the right hand side. So if you see the relation, how can you categorize the relation? The relation in Power BI between any two tables can be one of four types, like one-to-one. The first category is one-to-one relation. The second one is one-to-many. Always many means it is represented by star. So the third one is many to many to one. The fourth category is many to many. Okay, depends on the complexity of the data. So depends on the complexity of the data. The relation may be one to one or one to many or many to one or many to many. So in our Power BI, what is the relationship between these two tables?
Many to
Is
one.
it
One to many.
one to many? So do you know what is the meaning of this one to many? So just look at these two tables and try to understand in a realistic way, in the real time, what is happening in in hospitals. And please tell me what is the meaning of this one to many. And make it faster because we are having so many things to do in this week too. So like I'll tell you, one to many means that means here one number in the admission table. One means here from the admission table. So we are taking one number from the admission table, and it is repeated many times in the patient details table. Yes or no? So that is how you are understanding, right?
Yes.
One number from the admission table is having multiple entries in the patient details. Now, one admission number is referring one patient, right? One admission number referring one patient. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yes. So that means here the patient is one. So he's having single admission number. He's having single admission number and is coming to the doctor for the first time. And the doctor is prescribing go and have some test, and he is going for the test and he is coming with the result. And after that, in the second day, the doctor is prescribing another test. Again, is going and coming. Third day is going and coming. So like that, the same number, the patient is visiting the doctor for many times. So that is the reason why there is a possibility. It's not true for all the patients. Maybe the patient or like outpatient is there, he's referring the doctor only once because he's taking the medications and he's going to home and he's using the medications in the home. But those people are there, those patients are there who are staying inside the hospital, okay, under ICU or outside the ICU. So every day the doctor is coming and visiting and prescribing some tests. So that means here in the patient detail table, that admission number is repeated for many times. So that is the reason why one number in the admission details is repeating many times in the patient details. So that is the reason why we are having one to many relationship in the two tables like admission details and patient details table. And you can say, you can refer simply, this is a star schema architecture. If someone asks you the database architecture, so you can simply mention star schema architecture. Because of time permits, so I'm not able to cover all these things. So there is a schema called star schema architecture, and we are having snowflake schema, and then like a galaxy schema. So these are a galaxy schema. So depends on the complexity of the data among the tables. So we can take star, snowflake or galaxy. So most of the cases now 4 or 5 years back, every schema is related to star schema because the data, the importance on the data is very, very low. So that is the reason why if 2 tables or 3 tables are there, so then they are connecting all these tables using star schema. But nowadays, because of the big data architecture, because of the cloud presence, so because of the large players in the business, so the data complexity is very huge. So that is the reason why the star schema is not providing the entire things which are needed to handle the data. So we are going for Snowflake nowadays. So many projects are defined under Snowflake schema. Even if the complexity goes on increasing, we are either going for Galaxy schema also. So that is beyond our concept. So for the time being, we are having 2 tables, and these 2 tables by star schema architecture. Okay. The students who are unnecessarily unmuting yourself, so please go on mute. I'm getting some echoes. Okay, so did you understand this? Patient details and admission details, why these two are like one and many? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now this is week one. So we are considered like the relation, this relation, forming this relation. I am calling as what? The procedure to have relationship between any two tables, I am calling as data modeling. So because if I don't do the data modeling in Power BI, so I cannot take any table or any column from other table. When I'm dealing with patient details table, I can only deal with the patient details table. When I want to deal with the admission details table, I can deal only with the admission details table. But on a whole, like if I want to deal any column, either it may be in patient details or in admission details, I need to integrate all the tables. So then I can ask any question on patient details or admission details table. So that is the reason why I'm having a data modeling. So the data modeling is done in week one. So that already you might have done and you have saved the project also. So this is in week one. Now I'm going for week two. Let me click on this report view. And this is our table. So I'm having admission details and patient details. Now here today we are going for very, very important concept called as DAX. DAX stands for data analysis expressions. It's very simple, but very important. Data analysis expressions in Power BI called as DAX. Now I'll go and briefly explain about DAX. Okay, let me go and open this simple Excel file. Can you able to see this Excel file? Yes or no? Having like 6 columns.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So can you read out the names? 7 columns are there. Okay. Can you read out the names?
Yes, sir. Country, product,
Quantity sold,
sales data, unit
Sir,
Unit
can you
price,
please
sales, and
explain
weekday,
once
weekend.
again from start?
I'm not getting. I'm getting.
Can you please
Hello.
explain once again, sir?
Yeah. Okay. So today in week two, we are going and writing some DAX functions. So these are very, very important expressions. Now DAX stands for data analysis expressions in Power BI. So here some operations I want to do on the data. So my concept is in the first week we have done some operations in Power Query Editor on the data, but these operations are predefined operations. Okay, now I need to do some more operations on the data to improve the quality of the data. So then suppose say if the basic standard operations are not the standard operations are not useful. So then I am going and defining some my own functions. Okay, suppose if you are defining a function in Python. So function, what is the meaning of functions in Python? Anybody? Why we write functions? Because every function is there inbuilt in the Python, but even then
function is in Python or in a programming language. So function is a set of pre-written instructions. So like which are the repetitive tasks or repetitive code, we can insert that in function. So it minimizes our time and efforts basically.
yes, even memory also minimized. Okay, so here suppose in Power BI we are having set of operations, but these operations are not sufficient enough for cleaning our data or to add some value to our data. Then I am writing my own functions, user defined functions I am writing in Power BI. So those functions I'm calling as DAX functions. Don't worry, it's very simple. We are going to define so many DAX functions for today. So to make you understand what is the meaning of DAX function. So let us look at this Excel file where we are having these 7 columns. It is speaking about a simple business like a supermarket where we are having country, product, quantity sold, sales date, unit price, sales, and weekend or weekday. Suppose say like this day is weekend day and this day is weekday. So like that. So now my business requirement is, see here how I am adding the value to the data. So this is the Excel data already I'm having. Okay, let us see my business requirement. My business requirement is I want to know total sales. So this is my requirement number 1. I want to know what is the total sales which are given in the Excel file. Did you understand my business requirement? So how can you calculate? So these are the columns we are having. These are the columns we are having. How can you calculate the total sales? Any guesses? This is simple
Sir,
Excel file.
Quantity into price and the summation of quantity into price.
Summation of quantity into unit price.
Unit price.
Suppose say I'm just opening can you calculate 22 into 54? Like I'm calculating here, which is equal to 22 into 54 like that. So how much is there? 1188. Already it is there. So that means here I need not to refer C column and E column. Yes or no? I need not refer quantity sold unit price columns. Instead, I can refer only single column, which is that?
Sales.
Yes, sales, because this value is already given. They are already calculated. So I need to refer the sales column. That is one thing. So did you understand why I am concentrating on F column? Because my target is to calculate total sales. So how many rows are there? Okay, that is my question. So just select this cell like F2 cell and press Control Shift down arrow. And you can see how many rows are there? 719 rows are there. In all 719 rows, for each row, we are having some values defined. Some sale values are defined. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now if I want to get the total sales, I need to add all these 719 values, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now I am writing here total sales. Now can you tell me how can I calculate total sales? Any formula can you give me here?
Sum.
Equal to sum. Okay. And take from F2 from the starting cell to the ending cell, close the bracket, enter. And now you are having the total sales. Yes or no? This is total sales.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the total sales. So this is the total sales value and the function behind this is the function. You can see in the formula bar, you can see this is the function. If without this function, can you get this value? Can you get this value?
No, sir, we have to manually calculate them.
Yeah, now this particular value is there na? So like 93964728. This is for like visual sake, this is a number, but it is having so much value. What is that value? This is not a number. What is this? This is what? Total sales. So this is having so much meaning in our data set. Yes or no? Did you understand how we are adding a value to the data? So this is not a number. This is total sales now. Don't call this as a number. This is a total sales. So this total sales is obtained only by writing this like a function. So now this function, these functions like I'm calling as DAX functions. Simple, very simple. So these functions I'm calling as what? DAX functions in Power BI. That's it. Okay, very simple. Now I am going to write like if I add all these 719 values, how many values are there? You can see at the bottom count is there. How many rows are there or how many values are there in this column? 719, right? This is 719. 719.
Yes, sir.
719 values are there in this column. So when I add all these 719 values, I'm writing here. Okay. Like when I write any DAX function, okay, any DAX function, if I write the input may be many inputs will be there now. For some DAX function, there are many inputs are there. How many outputs are there? Is it single output or multiple output?
Single.
Yeah, I think everybody getting the answers, right? So the sum function is taking many inputs and it is providing you single output. Okay, then it is called as, these functions are called as aggregate functions. Aggregate function. There are multiple aggregate functions are there, like examples. Sum is an aggregate, average is there, min is there, max is there, count is there. Okay, So standard deviation, mean, median, a lot of bunch of operations are there. So these are all called as like these all operations are taking like many inputs and it is giving us single output. Remember that. Is it clear up to this? So we are writing some DAX functions. Maybe the DAX functions are taking many inputs, but they are giving single output. Okay, that's it. So now I'm going for one more operation. Just I'm removing this. Okay. Now my business requirement is like my business requirement. Now second business requirement is year-wise sales. Year-wise sales. In my business, in which year, like this year, this current year, how much sales happened? In the previous year, how many sales happened? And I want to compare these 2 year sales. So that is my business requirement. So year-wise sales. But do you have year column in the data set? Anyhow, sales column is there in the data set. Sales column is there. But in this business requirement, we are having 2 columns. One is sales and one is year. But look at the data and tell me, do you have sales column in the data set? Yes or no? Sales column.
Yes, sir.
Sales column is there. F column is sales column. But where is year column? Where is year column? Do we
In
have?
sales data.
Yes, correct. In sales date only, year is there. Now the sales date column is having like 3 parameters, like a day column, day is there, month is there, and year is also there. So in my business requirement, I don't need day and month. I need what? Year. I need only year. So can you tell me any formula to extract only the year part from this particular cell and from this particular cell, from this particular cell, from this particular cell? How can I extract this year part from this date, sales date? Any formula? Yes, there is a formula. I'm just writing the formula here. Equals to year. The formula is year, bracket open, and it is asking one date. So I'm giving this date, close the bracket, enter it. And you can see here, you can see, and I'm naming the column as like I'm naming the column as year. Just forget about the name of the column. Now you can see here. So this is the formula behind this value, and the value is like this 2020 and so on and so forth. So now if I apply the filter on each column, how many years of data you are having in our business?
2.
2 years, like 2019 and 2020 year. Okay, done. Now if I had written only one formula, year formula only once, right? Only one time I have written the formula, but you can see the output. You can see the output. How many outputs are there? Many outputs, right? For this function here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that means here my intention is I'm just removing this only to make you understand. So sometimes if I write functions like sum operation, okay, I'll get only single output. But if I write other DAX functions like year, I'm getting what? I'm getting many outputs are there. So yes or no? Sometimes we are getting single output for a function. Sometimes we are getting many outputs for a function. So basing on the function, basing on the DAX function, either it may be giving it may be giving single output or many output. The way to write the formula is different. When you think that the output of the function is giving single output, then always select new measures to write the function. Always select new measure to write the DAX function. Suppose when you want to write sum function, so now you need to write the sum function in new measures. And suppose say when your DAX function is giving us many outputs, so then there is a possibility I can create new column or else I can create a new table. So here if you see how these multiple outputs are located in a single column, right? Like year column. Yes or no? Yes, sir. So that means here, like before using the DAX function only, I know this DAX function is going to give us many outputs. So that means I need to write the DAX function to create a new column or to create a new table. Okay. So we are not going for creating new table for the week. I'm just removing this. I am not want to make you confused. We are writing in a new column. So if the DAX function is giving us many outputs, if the DAX function is giving us single output, then I can choose new measure way of writing the function. So don't worry, what is the new measure, what is new column? I will tell you. Very simple. Up to this, it is okay, na? Yes or no?
Yes,
Up to
sir.
this. Okay. So now for the timing, I'm just closing this. This is no way useful. Now go to Power BI. Now go to Power BI and now go to, I think you have downloaded this week 2 milestones. So now we want to achieve this week 2. So where we are writing some data analysis expressions to improve the data quality in our database. So this is what we are doing. So this is the document which I have shared you in the WhatsApp. I think you all opened this. You all opened this, right? So can I go and create? So in this today, in this week 2, I want to create how many columns? How many columns I want to create? 15 columns. 15 columns. These are all different formulas using different functions. Like if function I have used, so many functions I have used, right? So using all these functions like year function I have used, format function, month function, weekday. Okay, all these functions I have used like switch function. These are all called as DAX functions. And you can see here few more DAX functions like count rows, divide, calculate. Okay, so these functions are there. So these functions I am calling as DAX functions. So for improving our data quality, we need to write some DAX functions for different purposes, different business requirements. And total number of columns, new columns, which I am going to create is 15 columns. Okay, and then some measures are there. Columns, always remember columns which we are creating means there are multiple outputs are there. If I write any DAX function to handle that many outputs, I need to create a new column. And sometimes, so you can see here the count rows are there. So in patient details table, I'm counting the number of rows. I'm counting the number of rows. How many outputs will be there in this operation counting rows of a table? What will be the number of outputs, like one or many?
One, sir.
One. So that is the reason why I need to create a new measure. So like all these things like males calculation, percentage of males calculation, that means I'm calculating how many male patients are there in the total data set and how many female patients are there in the data set. So this male count and female count, just nothing but what? Single number. Even total patients are also single number. So that is the reason why I have created all these DAX function under new measures. But above, so each function I am creating, many outputs. So that is the reason why I have created under new columns. So that is a very simple. Now I am going for duration of stay. So very simple. You can see here duration of stay. For this duration of stay, I am referring two columns like DOA. I think you have sorted out the problems regarding DOA, date of admission, and date of discharge. Okay, now I am going for Power BI. So you can all, if you want to, like if you are feeling any difficulty in writing the DAX functions, so just copy this formula. So like this. So just copy this formula and paste it in the Power BI. I'll show you how to write the DAX function. You can paste it there. Otherwise, if you're comfortable in following me, you can type parallel with me. I think you opened this Power BI desktop window from your side. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So yeah. So now I am going for Power BI. So I just click on this whenever you want to write any DAX function. So always write in table view. Click on this table view. So now this admission details table is there and patient details table is there. Now I am writing the DAX functions for patient details table. Okay. So in the patient details table, there are three dots happening, right? You can see the three dots, like you can click on these three dots. for patient details table on the complete right hand side, there are ellipse. That is called the 3 dots are called as ellipse. If you click on this ellipse, you are having like a new measure, new column and so on. I'm selecting new column because I want to create a DAX function which is giving us multiple outputs. All these outputs I want to handle in a new column. Click on this new column. If you understand this basic operation now, so today's class is very, very simple. So by default, the name of the column is column. So I don't want to keep this name. Delete this. Now my target of creating this new column is like we are having DOA. So can anyone tell me what is DOA? What is DOD?
Date of
DOA.
admission.
Date
and
of admission, date of discharge.
The day, yeah, the day on which the patient is admitted in the hospital, and the date of discharge, the day on which the patient discharged from the hospital. So now I want to calculate very, very important quantity. Like if I subtract between these two values, like date of admission and date of discharge, what you are getting? What is the meaning of this?
Duration the patient was in hospital.
Yes, correct. So is that important in analysis, patient detail analysis?
Yes.
Yes. So like I want to predict like how many how many days on an average a patient is residing, like staying in the hospital. I want to predict that. So basing on the number of days, average number of days staying in the hospital, I can predict the like health condition of the patients. So now I am writing the first column name. So duration of stay. Duration of stay, which is equals to 1 second. I'll just zoom it. I'm not perfect in zooming, and so please tell me if it is visible or not. I'm not that much comfortable in zooming out, but it is very, very important for this class. Duration of stay is my column name, which is equal to. Now I'm writing the DAX function. Now the DAX function is, there is a DAX function called as dated if. Can you see if I write date here, just simple date, DATE. So all matchings are popping up. These are all different DAX functions starting with the date. Now I'm selecting date diff. Date diff means the difference between two dates. Just select date diff. Okay, now what is the syntax here? You can see the syntax here. Can you see the syntax? I need to provide date 1, comma date 2, comma interval. Can you all able to see the syntax of this date diff DAX function?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I am writing the first date. Which is first date? Like DOA is first or DOD is first?
DOA.
DOA. Just simple type D dot O dot A column name. Just simple column name, you type it. So now do you see this column is popping up? This column is popping up basing on DOA matching. So one column is popping up. So that is like within the single quotes, patient details is there. So patient details is the table name. Don't worry, this is the table name, and within the square bracket, that is the column name. In this table, this column is responding. So that is this column, I need to select yes or no. It has the date 1.
Yes, sir.
Just single click on that. It will be selected. Comma. Just comma. So now you can see here the date 1 is created after the comma. Now you can see the syntax. Date 2 is activated. Now I need to write date 2. Now where is my date 2? Date 2 column. Where is my date 2 column in my data set? DOD. So type D dot O dot D and select this column. Select this column. Comma. Now you can see here. First argument I have given date 1, comma. Second argument I have given DOD, date 2, comma. So the third argument is what? Interval, right? Yes or no? So between these two dates, how you want to see the difference? Want to see the difference in the days format or hours format like minutes, month, quarter, second, week, or year. I want to know days, like the difference between these two days should be in the days format. Select day. Close the bracket. You can see here, this is the formula. Did you understand the formula? Yes or no? Yeah. So after closing the bracket, now hit enter. Hit enter. Now I'll zoom out. So you can see it is going to create one new column with the name duration of stay. Now you can see here it is working on it. Now can you see duration of stay column is created? Yes or no? Can you see this duration of stay?
Yes, sir.
Now I just wanted to open this duration of stay just by clicking this drop down arrow. So just click on this. Do you see any issue in this column? Any issue in this column? If you scroll down, do you find any issue?
Minus.
Negative values.
Yeah, some values are positive, some values are negative. Okay, so now what is the problem in negative and positive? So let us don't do the filtering operation. I'll just show you. So I'll show you the problem of this having negative value. Suppose say I'm selecting a negative value like this. So this like 2,92,493 days are there. Na? So I'm just selecting this huge number and then minus 322. But you don't select. I'll select because sometimes students will forget of filtering. Again, that is a problem. I'm just selecting these two. I just wanted to know why this minus sign comes here. I'm just selecting only two values. Now the entire data set will be filtered. So you can see here the duration of stay is having minus 322 and this 2,92,493. No. So now go to the
Hello.
starting row.
Can you please repeat the same step again?
So like I went for taking all the values by clicking the drop down arrow from this column.
Okay.
And I selected only these two values because only for reference. I just wanted to know why this minus sign comes here.
Fine.
Okay, so just click on OK. That's it. Okay, now come to the DOA and DOD column because I have written the formula. Yes.
Sir, we didn't get any minus values. We get positive values only, sir.
So you copied the formula, right?
Yes.
So I'll show you the formula. I didn't updated the total formula here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now see here because I have written the formula basing on DOA and the DOD column. So thinking that DOA starts earlier and DOD is latest date. Yes or no? DOA is old date and DOD is the new date. Yes or no? It should be there. But you look at these values, DO date of admission is on 2018 November 30. But the discharge date is 2018 January 12. What is the difference between this? What is the problem in this? Can you identify? Actually, this date should be this DOD is there now. This date should be here and this date should be here. By mistakenly, the people who collected the data now sorted in a reverse order. This DOD column should be here. DOD value should be here under DOA and this value should be here under DOD. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because clearly he mentioned like this is the date and this is the date. So that means he wrongly the presence of these values are in wrong way. So that is the reason why I don't want to take negative values. So now I just wanted to take this as 322 only. Just forget about this minus sign because this minus sign comes because of the mistake from the data collector who collected the data and who sorted the data. So I just wanted to remove this minus sign. Okay, and then now go for this 2,92,493. So why it is happening so? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth row. Go to DOA and DOD column, like DOA, DOD column, fourth row, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see here why this problem comes here. You can see what is the year under DOA column, 2017. The patient admitted in 2017, but he was discharged on 12/17. Did you understand why it is happening? 12/17. This should be 2017. Again, this is the problem from the data like a collector. So he wrongly entered this value. Because of that, you are having 2,59,000 so on large value. Did you understand this? Hello.
Yes, sir, we did.
Yeah. Now
Yes,
what
sir.
I'm doing,
Yes.
what I'm doing is I can take some time to rectify this problem, but since we are having only 2 hours of time, so I'm just neglecting this. So I'm neglecting only this row. Remember, only this row where I'm having this value like 2,92,493. Okay, now just I'm going back and I'm selecting all values. I'm removing the filters on this column. See here, I'm just clearing all the filters. I'm just clearing all the filters. So I can see all my values here. Yes or no? Can you see all the values in this column? Maybe
Yes, sir.
positive, maybe negative. Now I am opening this drop down box again. I am deleting only one value, which is that this large value, 2,92,493. Only that value only I'm removing. Just uncheck this. If you uncheck now, this will not come into the calculation part. Okay, now I need to address all these minus values here. So whether it is minus or plus, I want to keep it as plus only. First click on OK here. Now go to the formula. Now again, I'm zooming. Again, go to the formula. Okay, now select the formula starting to ending, Control X. Okay, Control X, select entire formula after equals to, now write ABS. What is ABS? What is the meaning of ABS? Any guesses?
Absolute value.
Very good.
Value.
Very good. Absolute value. Select this ABS and now paste your formula. So which you have written earlier. After ABS bracket, paste your formula and finally close the formula. So at the last you are having two like brackets. So you can see here and hit enter and hit enter. Now I'm zooming out. So now you can see it is working on that formula, modified formula. Now what is going to happen in this column now? Can anyone guess what is happening in this column? Make it little faster. All values are
Positive.
all values are positive. Very good. All values are positive. Now if I open this drop down box, you can see all values are positive. So see here, one of important conclusion. So 0 here. What is the meaning of 0 here? What is the meaning of duration of stay for this patient is 0? What is the meaning of this?
Means the patient got admitted and departed on the same day.
Yes, correct. So he's not having any serious illness. He's went on the same day. And now if I scroll down, what is the maximum value in this column? 2,92,493.
493.
Okay, that means this much time he was stayed. So that means some people are having very serious injuries, some serious complaints on the health issues. Some people are not having that much complications. That is the thing we need to understand. Click on this OK. So now we formed one new column called as duration of stay. So hello. So this is the duration of stay. In final analysis next week, I'll just hello. Yeah. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Oh. So now what the next week we are doing is like we are adding all these values. We are adding all these values and I'll take the average. So then what is the meaning of that average duration of stay? So this is the amount of stay that any patient may be having. Maybe some patients are having less than this average stay. Maybe some other patients are having more than average duration of stay. So for the time being, I have created duration of stay. That's it. Now I want to create one more new column basing on like habits. Like this is over. This is completed, right? Yes or no? I'm just removing this.
Yes, sir.
So now I'm going for this one, smoking. So we have smoking column. The smoking column is having zeros and ones. I'll show you the smoking column. From this column onwards, everything is looking similar. So here you can see smoking column is there. In this smoking column, if you open the different values present in this column, how many values are there in this column? Either 0 or 1. So 0 stands for the patient is not having smoking habit. 1 stands for the patient is having smoking habit. That's it. Now I want to create one more column like related to smoking column. If 0 is there, so I want to write this as no. If 1 is there, I want to write this as S. For that, I want to create one new column. Okay. So now I'm going for a DAX function. I'm getting some echoes unnecessarily. Someone is who is speaking. So if you are not interested, any of the student, please leave the session. Don't create unnecessary things. So see here, I want to create one more new column, which is related to the smoking column. So when the smoking column is having 0 value, I want to replace this 0 with no. If it is 1 is there in this column, I want to replace that to yes. Now I'm writing
Yes.
and I'm writing a DAX function to create a new column. So all of you click on this new column. You click on this new column. Okay, by default, it is having column name as column. Just remove this column name. I'm just zooming it a little bit. Now here I'm writing the function. 1 second once. So this is the column. 1 second, it is working on that. The main problem with Power BI is it is taking so much time. So that is the only problem. I'm selecting okay, I'm selecting new column. Just delete this name and now I'm writing smoking 1. Okay, smoking 1 is equals to, you can write anything. Okay, I'm writing smoking 1. So now how I'm forming the smoking 1? Can anyone tell me how I want to generate the smoking 1? If smoking column is having 0, so then what I need to replace that 0?
No.
No. So now see here how I'm writing this formula. Try to understand this DAX formula because I'm going to repeat the same formula for creating 8 more columns. If I'm writing if bracket open, if smoking column, just type smoking. If the smoking column, if smoking column is equals to 0, you can see here. If smoking column is equals to 0, comma, you can see the if condition. If bracket open, there are these 3 parameters are there. One is logical test. I need to test. So the test is if the smoking column is having 0 value. That means if it is true, if the logical test is true, I need to write the condition for true case. So what is I need to replace here? If the smoking column is 0, I need to replace with what?
No.
No, because this is a text now. So that is the reason why we need to keep it in double quotes. If it is a number, no quotes are required. If smoking column is having 0, I am replacing with no. If smoking, now I need to write the false condition. False means what? If the smoking condition is not equals to 0, that means 1. So what I need to replace?
Yes.
Yes, close the bracket, hit enter. That's it. And you can see one new column will be going to create. So did you understand any doubts in this formula? If smoking column is having 0, I am replacing with no. If smoking column is having not 0, then I am replacing with yes.
Sir, I have one thing to say. Like
Yes, yes.
instead of creating a new one more column, can't we just modify the existing column, the smoking
Oh, yes,
column?
yes, you can modify, but I'll tell you the problem with that. So the problem is you need to go back to Power BI, Power Query Editor, and you need to change the data type also. Again, I need to go and I need to do all the operations in Power Query Editor. So it is taking huge time. So that is the reason. You can go and you can modify, no problems.
Okay, sir.
You can see here smoking 1 column is created. In this you are having how many values are there in this column? Can you read? Make it faster. No and yes. No stands for 0 and yes stands for like the patient is having smoking habit. Yes or no? Clear? How I am creating the smoking column?
Yes.
Okay. So now I am going to this form. This formula I am removing. Is it clear? I'm deleting this formula. Already we have created smoking column. Now I want to create alcohol column. So go back to Power BI and again click on new column. Almost this week we are creating all the new columns, 15 new columns. Click on new column. So this time I need to go for alcohol column. Even the alcohol column is also having zeros and ones. If the alcohol column is having 0, that means the patient is not having the habit of alcohol consumption. If the alcohol column is having 1, that means the patient is having alcohol consumption. Yeah, one new column is created. Yes. No. No, see, now I'm removing this. I am calling this as alcohol 1. Alcohol 1, which is equals to the name. You can mention anything, I don't mind. But here, if select this if condition, if bracket open, I need to refer which column? Alcohol. So just type alcohol, ALCOHOL, and select this alcohol column. If this alcohol column is having 0, what should be the answer? How I need to replace? So did you understand this formula? I am creating a new column. The column name is alcohol 1. I am generating this alcohol 1 column from alcohol column. If the column alcohol is having 0, then I'm replacing with no. And if alcohol column is not having 0, I'm replacing with yes. Enter it. And you can see one more new column will be created.
Hello, shall I speak?
Yeah, yes.
Actually, right now I just saw that at the time of typing, I mean, at the time of writing that particular formula in that basically formula bar, autocomplete is working in your system, but in my system autocomplete is not working. Can you tell me what's the problem?
Why the settings only? The settings we need to like change. By default, auto settings will be the pop-ups will be automatically invoked.
But it's not
Otherwise,
working.
we do one thing.
Actually, it is giving me the error. Too few arguments were passed to the if function. The minimum argument could count for the function is 2. But but I'm actually following you, whatever you are doing. But it is not giving me any kind of any kind of auto suggestions. So
Otherwise, do one thing. I have given you this formula. That is the reason. So if you are having any difficulty, just copy this formula. Already I shared this document. You just paste it in the new column. That is one thing. Those who are not at all getting anything. For your case, you are understanding, but you are getting some issue. Like what's your name? I'll just give you access
Kuntal.
Permissions. What's your name?
Kuntal.
Kuntal. Okay. 1 second, Kuntal.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, you can share your screen.
Okay. Should be visible. Okay. All right. Yeah. Just now, I have copied and pasted that formula. Getting this.
Okay. Now it is coming now. It is showing. No problem. But it is showing.
But the problem is now, while you were basically typing while you were basically typing that formula, the name of the column were automatically coming up over there. But in my case, that name is not coming. I mean, the column name is not.
No. It will come. It will come. Type ALCOHOL. Okay, alcohol. So now do you have the alcohol column? So just remove all the formula. So there is a dot before also. Before alcohol, that symbol, there is a dot. You remove all the things. Again type. Click on new column. No. Now dot comes here. See here.
Yeah. Now it came.
Come. Okay. So the dot you added extra. That is the problem. That column is already having. Okay, you can rename it. Okay. It is created. Now it is okay now.
Yeah, I'm just stop sharing this.
Okay, stop sharing. I think everyone are getting this 2 columns created, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So smoking one, alcohol one. What is the next column? Like I'm removing this alcohol column also. So I need to go for sugar. Sugar column. Which column I'm referring? Sugar means the patient is having sugar complaint. So to know the sugar complaint is there with the patient or not, I'm referring DM column. So DM stands for what? Diabetic mellitus. So if the diabetic test is having 0 value, then it means the patient is not having diabetic complaint. Then if the DM column is having 1, means it is yes. I'm calling the name of the column as sugar. And the same I'm generating here. Now I'll show you one way. So just those who are having not at all knowing what to do. If you people are not knowing how to write the DAX formulas, no issue. Just copy this. I'll show you one other way. I'm just copying all the formula starting from sugar to last. So go to Power BI, click on new column. So one new column will be created. So this is the method to the people who don't understand how to write the DAX formulas, not for all the people. So now I am going to the column formula bar. So just delete the name. I don't want to have this name. So delete the name entirely and paste the formula, which I copied from the document. Okay, Just hit enter. That's it. Just hit enter. Now you can see one column will be created with the name sugar. Now I need to delete this. Okay. So dot sugar, it is created with the dot sugar. I want to remove that dot. So because when I'm referring back now, so when I'm referring this column in the week 3, that there is some problem that time. 1 second. After creating, I just remove this dot. So take some precaution. So it should be sugar only. It should not be having some dot and some space. It should not have. Yes, yes, yes. I'm just modifying this. Remove this and this, hit enter. Anybody having any doubt in this? Anybody having any doubt? You can ask me now. Yes, still it is working on that. You can see the dot is removed from this column. Done. So now what will be the next column? So I'm just removing this sugar. Did you understand up to this? Yes or no? Please respond a little faster.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I want to
Yes.
create one more new column like BP. BP means blood pressure. Don't if you want to create your own column, that's your wish, but always write with me, whether it is right way of representing the column name or wrong. I don't mind, because when I'm referring the same column name, if you are not having, that time again issue will come. So write BP. BP stands for blood pressure. So I'm referring to create this BP column. So I'm referring this HTN column. HTN column is nothing but hypertension. If hypertension value is equal to 0, then it is no. If hypertension is equal to 1, it is yes. So now I'm writing this formula. So go to Power BI and click on new column. Today the procedure is very simple. Only thing is the time factor is the thing. I need to create so many 18 columns. So that is the only concern for this session.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, yes, please.
Do you remove the dot for the sugar and
Because the dot will create a problem while we want to do some operations on the column. So that is the reason why I asked to remove the dot.
But when we did that, we are having issues, so we are not getting any answer with no rest in the column.
1 second. I'll just create this column BP and then I'll come to you. So BP, let me take this BP. BP stands for blood pressure. If type HTN, if hypertension column, select this is equal to 0, then I can say this patient is not having BP, or what is that, blood pressure issue. Otherwise, the patient is having blood pressure issue. Enter. So now this column will be created. Yeah, this will be creating the BP column. Yeah, now what's your doubt? Who asked for this? Want to share your screen? Yeah, Indira, I want to share. Yeah, 1 second. I'll give you the permission. So you are having 2 entries. Now, which entry I need to select? Both entries are same. You are joined from 2 devices, right? Indira? Indira, check once. Can you able to share your screen? Huh?
The one which I unmuted. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, Indra, can you be able to share? Yes, Indra, go to Power BI. Yeah. Yeah, BP. Yeah.
BP I didn't create.
Okay.
We
So
want to remove.
which column you want to create?
And we want to
Sure,
remove
sure.
dots.
If the column is having dot, you just remove it. Select the column. No. Go to duration of stay. That duration of stay column is having dot, I think. Starting. After type of admission, we have duration of stay. So before D, there is a dot. Backspace, remove, enter. Yeah, enter it. So those who are having dots before, so please remove the dots by selecting the column name and then hit enter. That's it. So this you can do afterwards also. Today we are not going to deal with these columns. I'm just creating these columns. I want to work on these columns in the week 3. Yes or no? Those who are having dots before column names, please remove. Indira, you please remind me while we are having 10 minutes to close the session. Please remind me this doubt. I'll explain more clearly. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So unshare your screen. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
So can you all see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this BP we are all created. Now I don't want to see this. Now kidney diseases. If I want to predict anything related to kidney diseases, I am referring to this column CKD. CKD stands for like chronic kidney disease. If the CKD column is having 0, then the patient is not having CKD issue, no kidney issue. Otherwise, if CKD column is having 1, so I am referring that as like S. Now I am going to Power BI. Click on this new column. On this new column and need to create one column for predicting the kidney diseases for the patient. It's very slow. Okay. Now see here, I'm writing this column name as kidney, which is equals to if CKD, if the CKD column is equal to 0, then I'm replacing this 0 with no, comma. If it is not 0, I am replacing with yes. Close the bracket, hit enter. I think you all knowing how I am creating these new columns, right? And it is going to create kidney. Yes. Yes, it is created. Okay, now I am going for another column. What is the next column? Can anyone guide me? What is the next column? Neuro. So this neuro column I am creating basing on this column. So neurocardiogenic syncope. The neurocardiogenic syncope column is having 0, means he is having neuro disease. He is not having any neuro disease. So this neurocardio syncope is a test name. So when the test is producing 0 value, that means the patient is not having temporary memory losses. So this neuro stands for temporary memory losses disease. If it is 0, the neurocardiogenic syncope is 0, then the patient is not having any memory losses. If it is having 1, then the patient is having temporary memory losses. So that I'm calling with the neuro column. Okay, now go to Power BI, click on new column. Now just I'm writing this as neuro. Neuro is equals to, I'm referring the column. If, what is that column? Neurocardiogenic. So you can see if neurocardiogenic syncope column is having 0, then the patient is not having no memory losses. If it is 1, the patient is having memory losses. Hit enter. Hit enter. The new column with name neuro will be created. You can see. You can see neuro column is created. Any doubts in this? Any doubts up to this?
So,
Okay. So now I am going for the next. The next column. What is that? Next column? Heart attack. I want to predict whether the patient is having the chance of getting heart attack, severe heart attack. So for that, I am referring one more lab test. The lab test column is nothing but cardiogenic shock. So this is the test, and the patient undergone this test, and if the test is giving the patient as 0, then the patient is not having the risk of getting severe heart attack. Otherwise, if the column cardiogenic shock column is having 1, then there is a probability, okay, that the patient is having severe heart attack. So for predicting heart attack column, so I am referring this test. So cardiogenic shock column. Okay, now I am writing this in Power BI, clicking on new column. Yeah, remove this column. So now I am writing heart attack. The column name is heart attack is equals to, if, what is the column name which I need to refer to predict the possibility of getting heart attack by a patient? What is that column name?
cardiogenic shock.
Cardiogenic. Cardiogenic shock. So just select this cardiogenic shock, and if it is equals to 0, then no, comma. If it is not equals to 0, yes. Close the double quotes, close the bracket, hit enter. That's it. And you can see heart attack column is created with no's and yes. Okay. So now I am going to the next column. I'm just removing this heart attack column. Now this is lungs. In the lungs, sometimes for some few patients, blood will be clotted. So this is very severe disease. And in order to predict the possibility, like the patient is having a blood clot in the lungs, so I'm referring this test, pulmonary embolism. So this is a test. We kept this test result in this column, and if the column is having 0, then the patient is not having blood clot in the lungs. Otherwise, the patient is having blood clot in the lungs. Okay, now I am referring this as lungs. So go to Power BI, click on new column. Okay, now remove this column name. So now I'm referring this as lungs, LUNGS, lungs. If what is the column name? If I want to refer lungs blood clot, I need to refer pulmonary embolism. So pulmonary embolism column I'm referring. If this column is having 0 value, then the patient is not having any blood clots in the lungs. Otherwise, there is a possibility that the patient is having blood clots in the lungs. So you can see the formula. Hit enter and one new column will be created. Yes. So the new column is created. You can see lungs column is created. So next is I'm just removing this lungs in the blood clot. Next is I want to create one column year, one column month, one column month number. This month is nothing but like a month in name, like January, February, March, and so on. This month number is nothing but January is represented by 1, December is represented by 12, and so on and so forth. Again, I need to create one column for weekday. Weekday means in a week we are having 7 days, like 1 to 7. So weekday means 1 to 7 numbers will be created, and in week name column, so we are representing the names of the days, like Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and so on. Okay, now I need to create these 5 columns. You can see here: year, month, month number, weekday, week name. So why we are creating this? So my business requirement is in which year most of the patients are coming. So if I want to go and analyze on year wise, I need a column like year. Suppose if I want to go and analyze in which month I'm having more number of patients, like in which day I'm having more number of patients visiting to hospitals. So for that, I need some columns, right? Yes or no? Are you getting why I'm creating these
Yes,
columns?
sir.
Yeah. So for that, I'm creating all these columns. So I'm going for year. So you can see here where I'm getting this year. So I'm getting this year, month, month number, weekday, week name from which column? Which column I'm taking all these values? Year, month, month number, weekday, week name. From which column? DOA column. You can see here DOA, data of admission. So this is very important column. So on the data of admission only, I am referring how many patients are coming year wise, month wise, day wise. So now I'm creating the year column. So go to Power BI, click on new column. So remove that. Now I am writing this as year, which is equals to. So I'm writing the DAX function as year. So to extract the year from the date column, I need to write year and select this DAX function year. And now what is the syntax here? Within the bracket, what is there? What is that? Date. So I need to refer the date column. So which is the date column I need to refer? We are having 2 date columns, DOA and DOD. Which column I need to refer? DOA or DOD? DOA. DOA. D dot. So you can place this D dot. You can have 2 columns popping up. So I'm selecting DOA column. Close the bracket. Close the bracket. Hit enter. That's it. One new column with name year. You can see here one new column with name year is created. You can see all the years here. So how many years of data we are having in our data set?
3.
3. Yeah. So like 2017, 18, and 19 years of data we are having. Click on OK. That's it. Now again, I am creating one more new column. Click on this new column. This time what I need to create?
Month.
Month. Okay. Now just delete this month. Like month number. I want to refer this as month number, which is equals to month number is equals to. Okay. The function which is used to extract the month part from the date column is month. So this is month. You can see month is the DAX function. Select this month and you can see the syntax of month DAX function. It is also expecting a date column. So what is that date column I need to refer here? Date of admission and date of discharge.
Date of admission.
Date of admission. Select date of admission, close the bracket, hit enter. Now I can show you. You can see here month number column is created with all possible values of months. So you can see 1 to 12. So in each and every month patients are there. So that is our conclusion. Yes or no? Do you do we miss any value of the month? Like 1 is there, 2 is there, up to 12 is there. Every month patients are coming. Yes or no? That is our conclusion. This is what we need to analyze. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So every month we are having patients. Now my question, my project requirement is in which month I'm having more number of patients, or else I can modify the requirement as in which month I'm having more female patients than male patients. Like that, we can go on defining many project requirements in week 3. For the time being, only we are creating the columns. So click on OK. Now I'm going for creating the new column. So click on the new column here. Now this time I am going for what? Month name. So just delete this. I am going for month name column, which is equals to. So the function which I need to use to extract the month name from the date column is format. So select format DAX function. You can select this format and you can see here the format function is having 3 arguments. So first argument is compulsory. Second argument is also compulsory. The third argument is local name, which is kept in square brackets. So whenever any parameter kept in square brackets, that is an optional one. If you want to write, you can write it. Otherwise, you can skip it. No issues. So, but these 2 parameters are important. Now I am giving the value. Value is nothing but what? The date column. So the date column is what is the column which we need to refer? DOA or DOD? DOA, comma. DOA, comma. Now I need to give the format. So see here how I am giving the format. Within double quotes, if you are writing 4 M's, then what happens now? Like month column is created with all month name characters. Like January means from January, all characters will be printed. Suppose if you are writing 3 M's only, then the first 3 characters from the month name will be extracted. Now, how we are? Please tell me now how I need to write here. Want to extract triple M or 4 M's?
Triple M.
Triple M.
Oh,
Okay, triple M. I'm going for triple M. If you want to extend, you can go and take 4 M's also. So I'm just hitting enter for the time being. And you can see the month name is created having first 3 characters from each month. If I'm using 4th M also, so then the month name will be completed like April, August, December, September, and so on. So these are the month names. So maybe you are having a question like, sir, already we are having month number column. And now why we are creating month name also? So there is a technical reason is there. There is a problem in Power BI. Like if I want to predict and if I want to sort number of patients coming on each and every month. Okay, suppose say I am going for business requirement or project requirement. My project requirement is suppose say number of patients, okay, visiting hospitals on month basis, In which month I'm having more number of patients, which month patients are less. I want to predict that. I want to analyze that. So then I am taking this month on x-axis and number of patients are y-axis. So then how you are predicting this month name? The month name, because you can see here, I'll show you that month name. If I open this month name, how you are getting this? Like what is the first month name? This is the basic sorting mechanism in Power BI. So how you are getting this month name? First month name is what? January or April? April. Why? But in the analysis, what you want to see? The first name on x-axis. Suppose if I take first like x-axis, first name should be January or April. What your expectation? Hello. January. So that means here January will not come because by default the sorting mechanism is alphabets A, B, C, D up to Z. Okay, it will not come. So that is the reason why I want to get in the final output or in the final chart, I want to get the first name as January and the final name as December. For that sorting, I need month number. Okay, now click on OK for the time being. Now you are having month number and month name. Both the columns you are having, right? Yes or no?
Sure.
Okay, now see here how I'm sorting. Finally, I am sorting month name, which is sorted. So can you tell me which column is sorted? I'll show you both the column values. So just click on this drop down box. Now, can you see the values? Are they sorted? They are sorted in what? Alphabetical order. But I don't need this alphabetical order, but I need calendar order. But in month name column, no calendar order is there. Yes or no? Do you see calendar order in this month name column?
No, sir.
No. So it is in alphabetical order, which I don't need. That is conclusion number 1. Click on OK. Okay, now I'm going for month number. You can see month number. Do you see the numbers are sorted in the order 1 to 12? 1 means January, 2 means February, 12 means December. It is sorted in the number. So that means here the numbers are sorted exactly, but the names of the months are not sorted in the calendar order. So I am using these numbers to sort month name. Don't worry, even if you don't understand also, just follow my steps. So all of you click on this month name, click on the month name column. Okay, go to the ribbon, the top part. Do you see sort by column? Do you see this option sort by column? Yes or no? Do you see this sort by column?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, click on this arrow, down arrow. Now I can sort this month name column by other column. Which column I need to select here? Month number. All of you go and select month number. Click on the sort by column and select month number. So that means here what I mean to say is this month name column is sorted according to the values of month number column. So now you are having January at the first and December at the last. So any doubts in this?
Yeah, hello.
Once again, repeat, sir.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, hello.
Yeah,
My
Kuntal.
question is hello. So my question is whenever no, actually I'm just trying to extract the month name from that DOA. It is again giving me that entire date. Let me share my screen in order to show you.
Okay, share.
It should
Yes,
be
sir.
visible. Yeah, see, right?
It is loading. Not yet. Yeah, Kuntal, go on.
See, this is what the formula at DAX
Format.
function used.
Okay.
Oh, again, let me just enter it.
Yes, sir. It's also in my.
It gave me this the same date.
So what is that form? Go to DOA column.
See, I'm
No.
doing the same thing. It is again giving me the same date.
Go to DOA column. Go to DOA column. Click on the name of the DOA. Click on DOA. Did you understand the problem? Go to the ribbon, the data type. The data type for DOA. What is the data type there? Kuntal.
Text.
Text.
Then it should be what? Date format.
Date format.
Because meanwhile you change the data type. So that is the issue.
Yeah, it's worked. It worked now.
Huh? Done. Right.
Worked now.
Yes. So don't change the data types in between unless and otherwise I tell. Okay. Okay. Now I'm sharing my screen. Can you see the screen now?
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, it is, I think, loading. I think slowly.
It's visible.
Yeah. So now I am going to click on again new column. So year I have extracted, month number I have extracted, month name also I have extracted. Now
Sir,
I need
can
to
you explain once again sort by column?
Yeah, select this month name, click on this month name. Okay. Click on the month name column. Go to column tools on the top ribbon. So column tools, go to sort by column. Click on this down arrow. Are you getting all these columns? All these columns? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, which
Yes.
basing on what column I need to sort this month name? Month number. So select month number. This is month number. So just select this month number. That's it. So that means your month name is sorted basing on the values present in different column, another column. Because the sorting mechanism I cannot provide for month name. By default, the sorting mechanism is alphabets from A to Z or Z to A. I cannot change the sorting mechanism. So that is the reason why I have taken the help of month number column and I am sorting month name basing on the values present in month number. Understand why I am creating month number now? Okay. So now I am going for like a new column again. Now this time I am going for weekday and week name. It is taking again some little high time. Yeah, you can see this. I want to create now what? Weekday. Weekday means like within 7 days now. The first day is referred as 1. The last day is referred as 7. So for that, we need to use the function called weekday. So we are having the function DAX function in Power BI called as weekday. Even this is there in Excel also. So select weekday. And now what is the syntax? Weekday is like a date column I need to provide. And this is the return type is like optional one. I need to provide the date column. So what is the date column we are referring always?
DOA.
DOA. Just click on this DOA and okay. So okay, close the bracket, hit enter. I think this column is going to be created with the name as weekday. Can you see this? Like how many values are there in this column?
Seven values.
7 values. You can see 7 values are there. The first value stands for I don't know, because there are many ways are there in Power BI. Like one stands for Sunday, sometimes one stands for Monday. I just wanted to know from you only. So this is 1 to 7. All the days are there. That means from Sunday to Saturday, and every day patients are visiting the hospitals. That we need to understand first. Click on OK. Now again, I'm clicking on new column. Click on new column again. Now this time I am going for week names. Week names. Again, the logic is same. Why we are creating weekday and week name means the logic is same. I want to sort the week names on basing on weekday values. So remove this, and I am keeping the column name as week name, which is equals to format. The names of the months or names of the days can be extracted from the function called format. Format, and here I need to provide the value and the format. The value is nothing but the column which you are referring. So which column I am referring? For getting the week name or month name, DOA or DOD. DOA, select this, comma, and then format. So how you want to see the week name, like Sunday completely or else first 3 characters. Suppose if you want to see all the names, like you need to provide 4 Ds. Otherwise, if you want to extract the first 3 characters from the day name, so we need only 3 Ds. How you want to do that? First 3 characters are complete name.
First 3 characters.
Okay, first 3 characters. That means I need only 3 Ds. Close the bracket, hit enter. You can see one new column will be created. The column name is week name. Now you can see just open this drop down box and you can see Friday, Monday, and so on. This is the alphabetical order way sorting the columns. You can see Friday, Monday, and so on. Now please tell me, now what is the meaning of this 7? 7 means what? It is referring to what? Saturday, right? You can see weekday and week name columns. 7 refers to what? Saturday. 5 refers to what? Thursday. And 1 refers to what? So how
Sunday.
this Power BI? So that means by default settings of Power BI, Sunday is taken as the starting of the week. That we need to remember. If 1 is representing Monday, we can represent. There are many ways of date formats are there. Week formats are there. But by default in Power BI, 1 refers to Sunday. That means the week starts from Sunday and ends by what? The week ends by Saturday. You can see here, Saturday. That we need to remember. Is it okay? Can you able to understand this? Yes or no? Yeah. So again, the same issue here, why we created weekday and week name. I want to sort I want to get first if I am going to prepare a chart predicting number of patients on each weekday. So then the Sunday should come first and finally I should get Saturday. But the default, the calendar order we are not getting in Power BI. You can see what is that order we are getting? Friday first, then Monday, then Saturday, then Sunday, and so on. I don't want to get this order. This is alphabetical order. Again, I need to sort week name basing on what value? Can anyone predict? I want to sort this week name basing on weekday, right? So select week name, go to column tools, go to sort by column, click on this. And here you need to select what? Week number, weekday. You can see here, weekday. Is it okay? All of you. Now I have sorted week name column basing on the values present in weekday. So what is the use? Can anyone tell me what is the use of sorting week name as in the order of weekday column? What is the use? Can anyone tell me from your understanding? Make it faster because we are running out of time. So this is one. So weekday, you can see here in weekday, the first value. What is that first value?
Hey, what a surprise!
What is the first value in weekday? 1. And last value is 7. So 1 is stands for Sunday and 7 is starts meaning of Saturday. So that means Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This is what the order is mentioning while you are dealing with the week name. I think you all got this point, right?
అంటున్న పేజీకి ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది సిరి అని
Hello.
What is sudden surprise? Surprise to me also. ఎవరు చెప్పిండు?
So do you all get this? All columns here? Year, month, month number, week, day, week name.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Now I am going for age group. This is very, very important in my analysis, in my hospital analysis, like patient analysis. Age group. Suppose say try to understand age group. Age group I am creating. Age group is a column name. I am creating from age column. You can see here age column. When the age is less than or equal to 25. So I am sorting in 1 to 25 years age group. So these are all the age groups. How many age groups are there? Can you predict? 1 to 25, 26 to 50, 51 to 75, 76 to 100, 101 to 125. So you maybe wonder like why I have created this 101 to 125. So I'll show you. Some patients are having more than age of 100 in our data set. I'll show you that. So go to age column. Where is age? Okay, now you can type age here. So this is age. Just click on this age. Now you can see here. Age column is selected, right? Yes or no? Tell me a little faster
sir.
because yeah. So just click on
Yes,
this
sir.
down arrow. Click on this down arrow and you can see all the ages. Like a patient having 4 years of age. This is the minimum age. Okay, 4 years of patient is there. And what is the maximum age of a patient in this column? What is the maximum? 110. So to handle this 110 years of patient, I am creating a age group column for this, like the patient who are having the age from 101 to 125. So I'm creating this in one age group, 101-125. So totally I am creating like one age group, second age group, third age group, fourth age group, and fifth age group. I have created totally 5 age groups. And finally, you will see a wonder after creating this age group column. I will analyze this age group column in the third week. Then you will be feeling very good. You feel very much fascinated. So that I will show you in the week 3. So let me go and create a new column again here. So this is very, very important column, age group. Now, see here, just remove this column name. Now I am keeping the column name as age underscore group, which is equals to. Now I am writing the function. The function is switch function. Switch function. So the switch function going to create multiple true conditions. If the condition is true, then the particular output will be selected. So like that. 1 second, something happened. 1 second. So by knowing, like, I had clicked on some. Okay. So this is age group. I'm just taking switch function. So select switch function. Okay. So now you can refer this switch function. This is the syntax. Above is the syntax. Now I am writing when the switch function is true. Okay. When the switch function is having true value, comma. Okay. Now I am writing the condition in the next column. I'm having different conditions, 5 different conditions I'm having basing on the age column. So now each and every condition I want to write in a separate line. So I want to move from this first line to the second line. So for that, you need to press Alt and Enter. Press Alt and Enter. You can see the cursor position. Now it is in second line. Can you see all? My cursor is in second line. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now you refer age column. Type age and select the age column. If the age value is less than or equals to like 25. 25, comma. If this condition is true, what is the result? I am placing all these patients who are having the age value from 4 to 25. I am keeping in the group as 1 to 25. Within double quotes, I am keeping this. Yes or no? Understand this second line? The patients who are having the values less than or equal to 25 years of age, I am calling them as, like, you please tell me how to call this 1 to 25 years age group. Can I call this as young age? Can I call, instead of calling this 1 to 25, na? Can I call this as young age? What do you say? Yes or no? Which is more comfortable to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm calling those patients who are having less than 25 years of age. I am grouping them under one category that is called as engage. Now again, Alt Enter, type Alt Enter. Now the cursor coming to third line. Again, I'm referring age column. Just select this age column. When again age column is less than or equal to 50. So that means from 26 to 50 years of age patients. Now how to call them? Can you name any?
Middle age.
Middle age. Middle age, close the bracket, comma, again Alt Enter. Now again I am typing age column. I'm referring age column again. Select this age column. Now the value is less than or equal to what? 75 years. Now how to call this 75 years? How to call this 75 years age? Like 51 to 75.
So old age.
Okay. Old age, close the double quotes, comma, Alt Enter again. Okay, now again I'm referring age column. Select this age column. Now if the age is less than or equals to 100. Now how can I refer this?
Overaged.
Okay, overaged. Okay, whatever be that. So overaged, comma, Alt Enter, and finally I am referring age column again. And if it is less than or equals to 125. Now how to refer these patients? Any name for this group?
Extreme old age.
Can I refer this as above 100? Or
Yes, sir.
any other relevant name? I'm calling this as above 100. Okay, na?
Closer to death.
What? Is it okay? You can name it anyway.
Yes.
This group I'm calling as above 100 years. Okay, now again Alt Enter. Close the bracket. You can see this bracket we are closing for switch function. Now hit enter. Hit enter. Now you can see one new column will be created. I'm just exploring whether it is created or not. It is taking a little high time. One second, it is still working on the column.
सर एक्चुअली वो
Okay.
बीपी वाले कॉलम के बाद आ गया है.
BP, this is age group. Okay. So you can see this age group is created. Okay. Just click on this down arrow. Do you see all the age groups here? What we have created? All 5 age groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. All 5 age groups are there. Now, my intention to create this age group column is like which age group people are having more number of patients. If I can identify the more number of patients, like this middle age group is having more number of patients, then I can refer this insight, this conclusion to like insurance companies or local authorities or government, state government or central government, so that they can frame some rules and regulations that if this age group is having a more number of health issues now, so please reduce the premium for health insurance so that every people can join and take the health insurance, and these will get assistance, financial assistance while they are getting treated. Yes or no? So can we provide some policies to the state government or central government by exploring, by doing some analysis on this age group? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is very much useful for creating some policies, either in local governance or state governance or central governance. Okay, click on this. Okay, that's it. So now go to this document. The age group is also we have created. Just remove this.